Hey guys, it's Amy with King's Crossing. I'm here today to share my speed build of Privet Drive. So you can see I have a lot of buildings on my beach. This is my new island and I wanted to only have to move them once. So went ahead and placed as many things as I could on the beaches before I started building my Wizarding World island. Starting with Privet Drive here, you can see behind me I mapped out where I wanted the houses to be. Obviously we'll have the Dursleys' house and Mrs. Fig's house, and I didn't want to just have two houses, so there is a third random neighbor that I named Mr. R. Giles, a little nod to Buffy, because in the books, the only other mention of a neighbor on Privet Drive is Mrs. Next Door, and didn't really want her to live on my island. So here I'm placing some fencing just to make sure that the houses are perfectly evenly spaced and exactly in line. This is Mr. R. Giles. He's the last of the Privet Drive neighbors to place his house. So he's coming over to use the moving kit to put the house in its space. Nan coming over to give me a reaction. She's very quickly becoming one of my favorites. Now that the houses are all placed, it's time to do a little bit of cleanup. Get rid of those random squares. Looks like Chloe is getting a shout out from Nan. Now I'm trying to decide what fencing I want to go behind the houses on Privet Drive. The wood plank were inspired by actually the Joe Biden Island, but I wasn't sure if they worked, so I wanted to look to see how the brick looked in comparison. Looking at both, I decided that for it to have a more English feel, the brick made more sense for this neighborhood. As I'm starting to plant bushes, whether they'll be in bloom or not, one of the things I very specifically wanted next to the Dursleys' house were hydrangeas. It's a nod to the second Harry Potter book. Harry is laying in the hydrangeas and he sees Dobby's eyes. The amount of hedges that are getting used on this island is really insane. make more hedges. I like that Sahara is here while I'm trying to place the fence. It's a good thing she moved so I didn't have to completely block her in. Decided that hedging along the side was actually softer and worked better, and it was more cohesive, matched what I was doing on the right side of Privet Drive. You can see here I'm starting to take the path sort of off, and originally thought I would wind it around to the back. I'm not sure where I thought it was going to take this or where it was going to lead. When we do the final island tour, you'll see I actually took the path completely straight across and leads to a bridge that takes you into what will probably be the Quidditch World Cup. This stack of books on this stool, I spent at least a minute playing around with them, trying to get them placed in a very specific way that I wanted them placed. Never really got it where I wanted it, but in the end, I think it works. It's funny, those hedges, where they ended up getting placed, when each of these island characters come out of their houses, they have to remove a hedge to check their mail. But it looks better this way, so that's the way I decided to keep it. And of course, you can't have Privet Drive without having the Hogwarts letters. I wanted it to sort of give the look of the letters are pouring out of the house, that they have so many letters delivered that the house can no longer contain them. The interiors of each of these houses has also been decorated, which you will see in the island tour, and there are also letters inside the house. All of these codes, by the way, will be down below. And here comes Hopper. He scares me. You will actually see me get rid of him in an upcoming video about how to use an amiibo card to replace a villager on your island. Last few little touches and I think it's done. It looks pretty good. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.